So the next topic that we are going to discuss is repetition structures. MATLAB supports two different types of loop, that is for loop and while loop. There are two additional commands such as break and continue, which are used to create a third type of loop, which is called a midpoint break loop. The first is for loop. This loop is the easiest choice when you know how many times you need to repeat the loop. The structure of for loop is very simple. Here I am going to write a simple program for loop. For k equals to 1, 3, 7. So this line identifies the loop and define an index that is used to determine when to end the repetition. So here index is k. Next is, this is the command line. Now, I will terminate this loop with the end function. So this will give the resultant as k equals to 1, 3 and 7. Another use of for loop is to combine it with if statement and determine how many times something is true. Let us take an example. We are going to check the scores which are above 90. Let us take scores equal to 76, 45, 98 and 97. Next is count equals to 0. Now I am using the loop for k equals to 1 to length score if scores k is greater than 90, count will become count plus 1. Now end the if statement and end the for loop. Now display count. Now this will show that there are two scores which are greater than 90. Now variable count is initialized as 0. Then each time through loop, if score is greater than 90, the count is incremented by 1. Here length command is used to determine how many times for loop should repeat. Now in this case, length is 4. So this means that this loop will repeat 4 times. Now next is while loop. So these are similar to for loops. These loops are the easiest choice when you need to keep repeating the instructions until a criteria is met. Let us take a simple example. K equals to say 0. Now while k less than 3, k equals to k plus 1, then end the loop. So here we initialize the counter k before the loop. Then the loop repeated as long as k was less than 3. K is incremented by 1 every time through the loop, so the loop repeat 3 times. When k equals to 3, the criterion in while statement becomes false. While loops can also be used to count how many times a condition is true by using if statement. Let us take the same example that we used in for loop earlier. That scores equals to, I just opened the variables from Scores are 76, 45, 98 and 97. Next is I'm going to initialize the count with 0, k equals to 0, while k less than length scores count, no, it's k equals to k plus 1. K will be incremented. K equals to k plus 1. Now if scores k greater than 90, count will be incremented. And the if statement and the while loop I have written down score, it's a scores. I will write the program again. Here I have mistakenly used the score. This is scores. Next is k equals to k plus 1. Next is if score is greater than 90, then count will be incremented. Now I am going to end the if statement, then end the while loop. Now I am going to display the count. So answer will be same. So here the variable count is used to count how many values are greater than 90, and variable k is used to count how many times the loop is executed. I have written two more programs in the editor window for and while loop. So I have written the program to calculate the alternating harmonic series by using while loop. So if I run this program, this will calculate the value of alternating harmonic series, and the resultant will be displayed in the command window. Similarly, I have written a program for loop as well to calculate the factorial. Now here I am using the for loop. So when I run this program, there is some error at if length x greater than 1 or x less than 1. So what's the error? X is undefined. Oh, I have to write here fact because I have used the function there. So I have written the function for loop, and in that function I have written the for loop program. So I have to directly find the factorial by writing the fact -4 in the command window. This will gives you the resultant as input must be a positive integer, as I have already written in the program that if length of x is greater than 1 but x is less than 0, then output will be equals to input must be a positive integer. Now I am going to find the factorial of, let us suppose 6. So this comes out to be 720. So this is how you can use for and while loops in different programs to calculate different functions. So this is all. We will discuss midpoint break loop in our next tutorial. Thanks.